Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing good today. Today I am going to show you how I made this circular cape dress. You can do this with any fabric. I used 3 meters of fabric. If you're new here, thank you for joining, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back. Please like, share, and please subscribe to my channel. If this is something you like to see, let's get to it. I have folded my fabric, but I am going to use this paper to illustrate what I folded. Let's assume this is my fabric. I have 3 meters by 60 inches. So I folded it into 2 like this. Now I have 1.5 by 60. Okay, this is the folded edge. So I am going to take this part and fold it like this. After folding it this way, I drew a straight line 1 inch away from this folded part, like this, straight down, and this is the line. This is going to be my center front, while this is going to be my center back. Let us start drafting. The first measurement you need is your shoulder measurement. Shoulder measurement divided by 2 plus 3 inches. My shoulder measurement is 15.5 divided by 2, that is 7.75, plus 3, that is 10.75. So I'll come to this edge and find a straight line that will give me 10.75. Ensure it is straight. But remember that my shoulder measurement is 7.75. So from this fold as well, I'll measure 7.75 and make a mark. This is my shoulder measurement, but this is the 3 inches that we added. Okay, for my neckline, I am going to use 5 inches for the neck width, 3.75 inches for the neck depth, that is for the front, and then for the back I'm going to use 1 inch. Now join this to give you the neckline. This is the neckline for the back, and this is the neckline for the front. Now to get the shoulder slant, come to your exact shoulder measurement, come down by 1 inch and connect from your neck width up to the 1 inch mark, like this. Let's leave it this way for now. Get your arm side divided by 2. Mine is 18 divided by 2. I have 9 inches. So from the baseline, I'm going to mark 9 inches down and draw a straight line. On this line, which is your chest line, get your bust round measurement, including your arm, just this way. Mine is 46. I'm adding ease allowance of 2 inches, that is 48 inches. 48 inches divided by 4, that is 12. From this fold, mark 12 inches. Now, just like we added allowance to this part, because it has to be free, right? I'm adding an extra 2 inches. This 2 inches is different from the one I added initially. Now, from this slant, the end of this slant here, I'm going to curve up to this new 2 inch mark. Don't just go straight like this. No. Give it some allowance. See the way I curved it? It's like I'm continuing the slant line, and then you start to curve until you feel you've gotten your cape shape. If we did not put this 3 inch allowance here, by the time we are curving it, I'm not going to have room to curve it this way to give me that cape shape, and that is why we included this 3 inch allowance here. Now, I am going to get my round arm measurement. I have 14 inches, so I am going to divide that by 2, that is 7. Mark 7 inches down from this chest line. Get the midpoint of 7, that's 3.5. To the left and to the right. And then I'm going to curve from here, passing through this point. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Try to make it a neat curve. After this, it now depends on you how wide you want your dress to be. If you really want it to be wide, from this chest line, you can just go like this and join it to the fold. So you use the entire fabric. But if you don't want it to be too wide, just like me, from this chest line, I'll slant it like this. I'm going to leave this extra. So this is the armhole. The armhole is inside, not at the edge. Now let's measure the length. From the shoulder line up to here, I have 41 inches. So I'm going to use 41 inches for the length. But since this is a circle, in order to get like a perfect circle, a rounded bottom, I'm going to start measuring from here. Measure from here up to the end of the dress. What I have is 53. So I am going to measure 53 all round. I'm going to start from the apex here, 53 all round. This is okay, I think it's 52. So 52. So it will stop at the line. And then you can cut it out. First I'll cut here. Cut the bottom following your curve. So when you're cutting the side, you can cut 0.5 inches away from the line you have drawn for seam allowance. Same for the neckline, 0.5 inch away. So after cutting, I'm going to work on the sleeve part. Remember, the sleeve is only for the front. I'll lift up the front part. And then you're going to cut round the circle that we made just on the front pattern. Remember, just on the front pattern. Now this is going to be my armhole. It's enough for my arm to go through it, you see. Now we are done cutting, guys. The next thing is to sew. But before we sew, let's cut our facing. We'll need a facing for the neckline. Let's cut the back facing first. Fold the piece of fabric into two like this. And then you place your facing under it. Then you cut out the exact thing. This is the facing for the back. For the front, you can put this under. Fold the piece of fabric into two. Remember that the front pattern is on fold, so it also has to be on fold. And then you cut. Now this is going to be my facing for the front. You can notch the center front on both the facing and the main fabric. Now let us sew. To sew, we're going to sew the facing first. For the front, right side facing. For the back as well. So right side facing like this. I've sewn the facing for the back. Yeah, and I've also sewn the one for the front as well. here. Now what I'm going to do is to notch. Remember, we always notch. So you notch so that your facing can lay flat. Okay, so after notching, we're going to sew the back, the center back. Here is what you're going to do. You raise the facing up like this, turn it up. The seam of this one has to match with the other one. Remember, we left 1 inch at the back, so you sew 1 inch straight down. Okay, after sewing straight down, your fabric will be like this, and then you put the front pattern on it this way. You pin it all the way down, then you sew right from the facing, sew straight down to the hem, on the other side as well, facing to facing, and then you sew straight down up to the hem. Then you hem the bottom. After hemming the bottom, you can then top stitch your facing. You know how we do it. After that, this place will be open. That will be for the sleeve. You can leave it this way if your fabric does not fray. You just ensure that you cut it as smooth as you can. But if your fabric frays, you can use a bias tape to turn it. You turn it to the right side or to the wrong side, whichever way you want it. Sew it round, and then your dress is ready. So I'm going to do all this, and I'll show you what it looks like thereafter. Thank you very much for watching this tutorial. If it was helpful, please subscribe, like and share. Drop your comment as well, and also you can ask your questions if you do not understand anything. Till we see again next time, please take care of yourself. Bye.